Hey everyone, Gene Ginsburg here. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone is having an awesome day. It is time for our Facebook Live. So every day at noon Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, we do a Facebook Live. Today it's just me, but typically it's me and Angela, and we talk all about digital marketing and tech. And today we are going to be talking about repurposing content and video. So for this whole week, our whole topic is repurposing content. So how do you create content for social media? And so I guess taking a step back here, so why is creating content for social media so significant? Well, um, in the last several years, social media has really blown up. And especially the last several months, it has gotten even so much bigger because individuals are staying home these days and not going out as much. And so they're more on their phones, they're more on their computers, and they are more engaging, more likely to be engaging on social media platforms. So take advantage of that because people are now on social media and start a conversation with your audiences. If you have a business, if you're an entrepreneur, and start having a conversation, or if you're just a personal brand, I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Start a conversation with your audiences on social media to get their ideas, to get their challenges, to get their pain points, to see how you can add value. I mean, all of the reasons on why you would want to start a conversation with your audiences, right? So you are um, looking to start I guess I would say, a way to add value, a way to help your audiences on social media. So that's really, I guess, the background as to why you would want to start using social media for your personal brand, for your business brand, for as an entrepreneur. So in order to do that, you have to create content. So that could be anything from video to social media posts to articles to blogs, right? So talking about what is your area of expertise, what are you good at, what are you doing, how can you help, how can you add value, right? So that is creating content, right? So that is the first thing. But in the sense that now is there's a lot of individuals who are creating content, there's a lot of competition, so you have to stay ahead of the competition, and you have to also be creating content on a regular basis. Like maybe a few years ago you can create some content, post it a couple times a week on social media, and that was fine. But now, because a lot of individuals are on social media and a lot of brands are, you have to think about that there's a lot of competition going on. So for example, Gary Vee talks about creating 64 pieces of content a day on each social media network, and that's a lot of content. Obviously, not all of us could do that, but he talks about doing that on a regular basis, and of course now Gary Vee has a team who does that for him, but before a couple of years ago, he said he was to do it all himself. So it is quite possible to create all of this content on your own and to do it yourself. And I do that. I do have a small team that I work with, and they do help me with social media and scheduling and creating the content. But a lot of times I create content myself, right? Like this video that I'm creating right now is a piece of content. I'm going to be talking about how to repurpose content and how to use video. And so sometimes I just do the content myself, like right here, right? So that is creating content. Why is content important? Why do you post it on social media? And why are you doing all of this, right? So starting and engaging a conversation with your audiences, right? So now that we've talked about why it's important and how do you do that, let's talk about video, because video is a big piece of creating content. A couple of reasons why video and why I love video and why video is important. So taking a step back, with the way social media platforms have been moving in a certain direction, they're definitely focusing more on video and giving video the benefit of the doubt. Like they're focusing more and they're actually showcasing video a lot more. So places like Facebook and of course YouTube has been around since like 2006, and Instagram now has IGTV. So they're focusing and they're favoring video a lot more than they used to. Let's say in the past, maybe Facebook was started off as a more of an image network, and same thing with Instagram, more images than video before video became really prolific and everyone was using it, right? So video, just social media platforms moving in the direction of video. Also, the reason why video is something that would be very beneficial is because with video, if you're on camera, it's much easier to connect and to convey your message through video versus through maybe the written word or through images, even because your audiences can definitely see your personality, how you put yourself together, like just the little small nuances that you might be able to see on while you're writing or maybe through an image. So that's why I really love video, because you can connect so much easier with your audience, and they get a really good feel for you by just watching a 10-minute video like this, right? Like you're watching this video, or you're watching it, let's say later during a replay, and you're like, oh, well, Gina and Angela are pretty cool. Like I'd be interested in learning more about them and what they're doing and things like that, right? So you can get a much bigger message across and get your personality across much easier through video. So that's another reason why I think it's great and why I love using it. For content purposes, it's so much easier to create a video and then repurpose it, because for video, you can create audios, you can transcribe it, you can get quotes, you can write a blog post. So it's a very versatile type of medium that you can then repurpose in many different ways down the line. So let's talk quickly about how best to do video. So best to do video. Lives are the best. So like this, Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives, Instagram Lives, they are favored very much so by the social media networks. So they put you up and front and center when you're doing lives. So those are the best in terms of getting into the algorithm better for all of these social media platforms, is doing lives. Now, if you're not comfortable with doing lives, totally fine, totally get it. But I would also recommend then doing just regular videos. So you can, of course, take your phone. Most of us now have smartphones. And so you can create easy videos very easily through just your smartphone, right? A couple of things to keep in mind when creating videos on your smartphone. And I don't always use this, because right now I'm actually doing a live and I'm not using lighting, and I'll talk a little bit about lighting in a second. But the one thing you keep in mind is audio, right? So when it comes to creating video, audio is very important, because if your audio sucks, then your audiences are not probably going to finish watching the rest of the video. So use a microphone or a device that works really well. There's a couple things you can do. So right now I'm just using my AirPods AirPods for this particular video, and they work pretty well. But I would also recommend maybe using a lavalier mic. So that's something that like just hooks up to your shirt, or you can use a podcasting mic as well. And if you're just using like a computer, so I would invest, a little bit into that. Podcasting mics maybe are about $50 at Amazon. A lavalier mic is about $15 on Amazon. That's the one I have, and I use that when I create videos. If I'm not doing a live, I'm usually using a lavalier mic for my videos. Like if I'm, let's say, creating a course or like recording videos for a training or something like that. So I usually use a lavalier mic. So that's audio. Lighting, also pretty important. I mean, right now I don't have the best lighting. I'm actually wearing my sunglasses, but I'm more outside, and so it's a little bit different. But especially if you're creating more videos, like if you're creating a course or a training or something that's going to be used in a paid program, it's really important to have good lighting. I use a ring light. It's just like a light that looks like this, and you plug it in, and it just provides some light on your face, so you have your face is lit up pretty well. So I would use a ring light. Again, they're like $35 on Amazon. You can search for those. There's a ton of them on Amazon because so many like influencers use those. There's like all kinds of a crap ton of them on Amazon to choose from. So that's lighting. So audio, make sure that's really good. Lighting is good for your video. So if you're creating something like that on your phone, and then also remember orientation, right? So depending on the platform, you might want to use a vertical or a horizontal. Horizontal, a lot of times we use that, and that's really good if you're creating like a training. But if you're doing lives or something like that, especially on like Instagram, they usually use the vertical. So think about that when you're creating your videos and the orientation of your phone. So that is video, and why I think video is super critical. And also, what are the little tools and the little things that you want to be using when creating videos. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to add them into the comments, whether it's right now or after. We are happy always to look at comments and to answer questions. That's what we do here. And if you are a woman entrepreneur and you have a business, entrepreneur, we would love to see you in our group. And we have a Facebook group called Digital Marketing and Tech for Women Entrepreneurs. One thing that we do find is that a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling with tech. And, it's okay to admit that. I used to be like that. I've become a lot more tech savvy because I really put effort and energy into tech. But, not all of us are, and that's fine. That's part of my job because I do digital marketing and tech. So I know a lot about it. But, if you're like a coach, or maybe you do consulting or something like that, maybe tech is not really your forte. So that's something that we talk a lot about. And we feel that tech is a big piece of why entrepreneurs are not moving forward and not generating the revenue that they need, is because they just get so stuck on it. And it's fine, it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And we're here to support you and we're here to help you. So join our group. If you go to wedm.group, just punch that into your browser, you can join our group, and we talk all about tech and entrepreneurship and digital marketing and social media in the group. So thanks, everybody. Really excited to be here doing these Facebook Lives 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we'll see you there tomorrow, and have a great rest of the day.